Hi there, it's Simone. It is 2024 lineup season, and I also would like to share what planners, journals, and notebooks I am going to use in 2024. I have structured the video in 3 different parts. The part 1 is my planner, part 2 is my notebooks that help me plan and keep my brain straight, and the third part is all of my journals that I'm using. So let's dive into the planners. It is probably not very surprising that I'm going to continue with a Hobonichi weeks in 2024. I have come to really appreciate the size, the way it is structured, and the way it helps me keep my brain straight. This is not a it is a productivity tool of sorts, but I'm not maximizing my productivity with this. Basically, what is in here is my brain on paper. I already have some stickers in here that I would like to use. I haven't set anything up yet. It's the last week of December as I'm filming this, and it will come when it will come. I am going to use the monthly pages as a big picture overview of the month. I'm putting in vacation, time off, holidays, birthdays, appointments, nothing that is occurring on a regular basis like practice that my kids go to year round. Things like that is not a big picture overview of the month. It is the irregularities basically in my everyday life that I would like to capture in here. The weekly pages I usually use very similarly from week to week. I write down my work schedule like this, just the hours, and I highlight the days on this side, or I used to. I'm not sure if I'm going to continue because I'm working. I don't have a changing schedule. When I was still working in retail, then that would change most of the time weekly. And so it was important to note. But right now I know exactly that I'm working Monday, Tuesday, Friday, Saturday, and that's it. So not sure. I haven't done it recently, but that would be the ideal picture. I write down the appointments again here, most on the top line so that it is used up. I have found that if I put 4 things in here, including appointments, so I can use this easily writing in 4 lines. So if I put down 4 specific to-dos that I want to do on each given day, that is also most of the time the amount of things that I can actually get done in a day. Not so much on the days that I'm working, but when I'm off. I put down a running to-do list on this side. Sometimes I structure it by different topics, sometimes I don't. I used to section of this bottom section, and sometimes I put a highlight of the week there. Sometimes if I sent out a letter, I would put that there. Whatever happens on these pages happens, but that is the ideal. And the next ideal thing that would happen is that I would do a weekly review at the end of the week where I would sit down and go through all of the things that I have done and haven't done and would transfer them somewhere else or onto a different to-do list or to the next week if it's still important, things like that. The change that I'm going to have in 2024 is maybe a minor change, but I am not going to use the back pages for lists. I'm going to move back to A5 size for lists because I just like making big lists, and I will put them in here. And so for instance, I have put in I have started my wish list for 2024 or so. And I put these on the paper that actually was included in this ring binder, and it seems to be rather fountain pen friendly. You can see there's no ghosting. Well, ghosting, yes, but no bleed through. The ink is not feathering. So yeah, I really like this, but I'm starting slow. I haven't done anything. I haven't dug in deep or anything yet. I'm just, whenever I feel the need that I need to have a list, I will make it at that specific time. I am going to go through this later on this week, beginning of January, and go through all the lists that I have in here, and will transfer out all of the lists that are still relevant. And then if I actually have, no, I haven't sectioned things off yet. Maybe I think I want to put cleaning tasks or cleaning to-do lists here, and then other crafty things maybe here. I don't know how I'm going to set this up. This binder I have in 2 different colors. I have found those on Amazon, and I'm really, really happy with the price and the quality of this. I will leave a link to this binder in the description box down below. If you're not really looking for a planner thing like a Filofax or anything super expensive, this is a great alternative. And I don't need one of those fancy leather binders. I'm just using this at home. So lists go in here. I'm going to have a daily log on these pages. Yeah, I used to do this a lot when I used an A6 Stalogy. My companion that I used in the beginning of the year was basically that, a companion, a daily log. And I have found that I need to have this in the planner that I'm using. And I started trying this out this past few weeks, and I really like it. This is Monday, December 3rd to Wednesday, December 13th. So basically I can get away with, if I'm not writing extremely long things on these pages, this should last me for the whole year. So I have 70 pages. If I say I have about 1 page per week ish, then having how many pages? 70 notes pages should be enough. Even if I have a phone call and I take notes and it's a little bit more, that should be enough. If it's not, then either, and I'm going to continue doing this all through 2024, that's another big if, then I will find a solution when I run out of pages. Or if it's really close to the start of the next weeks and I'm going to continue using that in 2025, then I might just start that early. And if I run out and I do this all through 2024 and I run out in the summer, then I know that in 2025 I will have to get a week's mega. But for now, I am going to keep it small. I think that's all I wanted to say about this. Pens I use in here is the Uni Jetstream and mild liners. In the past few weeks, I have started using some watercolor and washi tape to make me use this, enjoy using this a little bit more. I'm not enjoying this. I just have gotten out of the habit of using a planner in the past few months because of my back injuries, where I didn't write as much, and I also didn't have any to-dos because I just, got up in the morning, and the goal was to go to bed at night without having to go to the emergency room. So now that I'm getting better and I'm actually having more things to do than just survive, I really want to make myself want to use this. And so this little teeny tiny color and washi is making that thing. I might do this in 2024. I might not do it consistently. I might not do it at all. I don't know yet, but that's an option that I have. But other than that, my planning is really minimal. I use mild liners and Uni Jetstream, and that's it. My notebooks are going to change. I'm still using the same type of notebooks or the same things for notebooks. I'm going to continue using this binder. You see a theme for my YouTube notes, my YouTube planning, for my ideas, for crafty projects, for Ko-fi notes. All this goes in here. I really like using A5 size, and I purchased Tomoe River paper from Paper Penguin Co. So when I run out of the cut down Hobonichi, then I have more paper to use. And I also purchased a monthly printed thing, so I don't have to pencil in my own, from Paper Penguin Co. for my YouTube planning. I also am using this B6 Stylogy for YouTube scripts, bullet points when I need them. In 2024, I have used this, let me check, since, I don't even know, maybe, 2022 lineup. So since 2022, it's still going quite strong. So I still have maybe 1/3 of the book left. And I will make a decision on if I want to continue using this whenever it's empty, or, well, empty is not the right word, whenever it's finished. I really like that B6 size for taking notes or for making those YouTube notes, so maybe I'm just going to stay in that size. I really don't know just yet. So, when I decided that I wasn't going to continue with my ink jotter in 2024, I already had this Hobonichi Weeks. And it's not that I'm going to force myself to use this or find a better use. I actually had a really great idea on how I could use this. And I'm sorry for the glare. I could use this as a Happy Mail notebook. I think Lorelei showed this, and then I started thinking, I'm like, oh, this could be really cool for my purposes as well. So let me try and figure out how I can show this to you without showing an address. So what I am going to do is I'm going to use the weekly pages for in and out, and I'm going to just use a uni Jetstream again with 2 different colors to note in and out. I might stick down some embellishments. I might also not. I'm going to document what I receive, and I'm going to document what goes out. And that will help me figure out when did I send someone what, because it's right here on the weekly page. In the back, I currently just have a huge list of people that I would like to send mail to. And I just sent out quite a bunch of notes of Happy Mail, so I might be able to check off some. But most of these are replies to letters that I have received over the past, well, it's probably 7 months. First I moved, then I did 30 inks, 30 days, then I had a back injury that I wasn't able to write a lot every day. So I will have a section for a list, then I will start at some random page, and here I will put pen pals down, make a page for each pen pal where I will write down what I sent them, specifically when it's a pen pal that I send a lot of ink to. I would love to know if I have already sent that ink to them, or stickers, things like that. I am going to move my address book from a really teeny tiny one. I am going to move my address book from here that was included in a planner. Let me see if I still have a page that you can see what it looks like. Nope. Wow. It looked just like this, and I started putting down addresses of pen pals here. I'm going to move this to here, and I already counted, and it actually works if I put it in alphabetical order. So that's a project for another day. Now I have to check again on the video. If this is going to work, this is probably going to be a really great way of documenting and having a Happy Mail notebook. So I'm really excited that I had that idea. Thank you so much, Lorelei, for that inspiration to repurpose my ink jotter for that. Again, using the Uni Jetstream in here. My journals. My weekly journal is going to be basically the same, but also not. It is going to be a weekly vertical journal. However, this is the sterling ink version and interpretation of a weekly vertical traveler's notebook. I am really missing the crinkly sound of Tomoe River paper, and I'm going to try and see if this works out for me or not. I do have the other one that I used for a certain number of years from Traveler's Company as a backup plan if this doesn't work out. But I'm really excited and looking forward to journaling in the same format that I have for various years now on Tomoe River paper. And yes, I know this is the new Sanzen Tomoe River paper. I have tried this over the past few months, the paper, and I actually enjoy it enough to use it for that purpose. I already put some things in here that I would like to decorate, but again, I haven't set this up. I don't even know when it starts. I'm not planning on using any of the planner pages that are in the front. Let me see. Like there is these Q2 priorities. There is a yearly overview here, and there is, what is this? So I don't have any intention of using that. Yeah, it starts on January 1st, and then I'm going to dive in and see how that is going to work for me. And if it's not, I always have a backup plan, and I will see how that works. I'm usually keeping this in my Sojourner Dallas, which is, I just love this notebook so much. I have a sticker release paper insert here and this full of embellishments, but I'm going to start with a clean slate in 2024. So I'm going to empty all of this out. And either I will give it away or I will put it back where it belongs. And then I have a clean, fresh notebook and less ephemera to choose from. I get decision fatigue when I have too much to choose. So having some of these stickers and ephemera that I own here works really well. The only problem with all of the stickers, and if you are someone who has a lot of stationery, I never use as much as I would hope to use. So yeah, sticker release paper insert here, and then my weekly insert is going to go in here. And that's my weekly journal. That's basically, besides my planner, the only timed journal that I'm using. Well, this is a timed notebook, but again, if I get Happy Mail on a specific day, then I write it down. If not, well, whatever, what else can you do? So that's my weekly journal plans. The paper, the things that I'm using in here, I'm going to continue using this setup here, and I have a video where I talk about what is in here in more detail. I will link it. It is a pencil, a water brush, some koi brush pens that I use to add shadows. This is a Pentel Cyan pen in black. This is a mini TWSBI Mini. This is a pigment liner, and then my Traveler's Company Art Toolkit watercolor palette. And then this TWSBI Mini has a specialty grind on it. It is a reverse architect nib that was ground by Kirk Spear of Penrealm. This is my go-to if I'm not in the mood of experimenting with any of my other pens that I have, then I use this. But I would love to use my pens more in 2024. Like, you know, I have a whole drawer full of Zig Color Clean dot liners. I have colored pencils. I have, what is this? I have pencil cases full of things that I'm often not using. Oh, look at that. So I want to, I'm not sure how, because I'm not going to, again, the barrier of entry and creating routines and stuff like that is really important for me. So if I'm not in a good mood, or if I just am cramped for time, I'm not going to make myself use this. So I don't want to make a rigorous schedule, but I want to make sure that I do not forget to use these, if that makes sense. That I don't forget I have these in my drawer and I should be using them because I actually enjoy using them. So that's an opportunity where I can use my creative supplies. But, you know, if I only use this and I'm enjoying myself, then I'm still very happy about that. I am adding one new journal to the lineup, which is currently housed in this Traveler's Hotel. It is a monthly, and what I'm going to call this is Simple Joys, Small Moments of Happiness, the one good thing that happened today. That's what I'm going to document here. I've already started in December to just get myself into the habit of filling this in. I don't know how I'm going to use this, if I'm going to decorate this every month. It is another opportunity. Oh, I'm really dancing with my hands today. It is another opportunity to use my supplies. So if I have the time and the inclination to decorate it, then I'm extremely happy. What I'm writing here is, for instance, December 2nd, Maui rolled up next to me in bed and enjoyed me caressing him with purrs. Stayed in my pajamas all day long, so good. Well, I did that on the 17th as well. But Theo and I made food together. I love working in the kitchen with him. I was able to get my prescription filled after a lot of hassle. Things like that, the small joys, the small victories, all one good thing that happened that day goes in here. Because I have noticed, probably because I've been dealing with so much stress and back pain due to the stress in the second half of 2023, I've noticed that I'm not noticing them anymore. And so I want to make it a habit to just take a tiny moment of my day to, what was it? And it is not the 19th today. It is actually the 21st. So I really need to get going with this and catch up. Next is what else? What other journals? I am still continuing using my long form journal. This currently is a Tsubame OK Fools paper notebook in lined. I have cut this down from an A5 size because I really enjoy using the standard size notebook. I'm just going to use up the notebooks that I have in that size, in that format, and continue journaling. This one is a thick one, so I don't think I will switch it up anytime soon. Yeah. I don't decorate in here. I love using my fountain pens. Every day that I journal, I change it to a different pen. All of them are inked with different colors. They have different nibs. And I just enjoy that. And the only decoration, well, there is decoration that I add here are date stickers. I have quite a few of them. Also, January 21st, the postage is changing and I keep them here. Sometimes I make them myself. This one is one that I made, this one too. This one is one I have a whole washi roll of. I have actually 2 meatball rolls. In 2024, I will also have this amazing washi tape calendar by Dodo Lulu available for me. So I'm going to see if I'm going to only use those all the time or if I'm going to switch things up. But all of those are available for me for my long form journaling. And yeah, that's what I'm going to use in 2024 and probably beyond. Maybe not that notebook, but the size and the fact that I'm long form journaling. I just want to intersperse, usually when I talk about my long form journal, I'm talking about my ink jotter that I used in 2024. Where is it? In 2023. So please use the correct year number when you see fit. I clearly cannot. I used to just write down what pen I used for my long form journal, what ink was in there, and how I felt using it. I am not going to continue this in 2024. I am just going to use one book to document my inks, fountain pens. Well, that's not true in the sense, but the ongoing inking and exploration of my inks and pens is going to happen in this notebook. And I'm going to see how that is going to work out for me in 2024. And I feel like I should make all of my fountain pens and ink journals update again for 2024. But I think I will do that once I have used this for a few months, so I can actually show you how that looks like in this notebook. Then my junk journal. I am going to move into another handmade junk journal again. The MD notebook didn't really work in 2023, and so I am going to use a handmade, simple, bound notebook with very few pages. But I mainly just glue in things that I receive, ephemera, happy mail. Here I put in a whole letter that I glued in upside down. Yay me. And so it's going to be really fat at the end of the day. And so I think that's why the MD notebook didn't work and why I will enjoy this. One small caveat I have with this. This is the last year that I'm going to attempt this. My expectation of myself is that I am going through my inbox weekly and I'm going to glue in everything that I find that I want to keep in here. If this is not going to happen, then I will stop keeping ephemera. and I'm not going to have one of those junk journals any longer. We will see. Let's see, and let's hope that this is going to work out, because it's a lot of fun if I'm doing it. But if I'm just going to catch up twice a year, it's not worth keeping. This adventure journal I talked about in my review. I didn't use it much in 2024, but in 2023, but I want to give it another chance. There were quite a few things that happened in 2023 that kept me from using this, and I want to see if I'm drawn to it when all of those things are not happening. It's basically a journal where I can elaborate in pictures on things that happened when there's not enough space in my weekly journal. And the last journal that I have is my reading journal. This is in a passport size. The way that I'm using a reading journal is I am simply logging the book. I am writing, for instance, here, book 29 of 2023 was A World of Curiosities by Louise Penny. I listened to this on audiobook in November 2023. Makes me wonder if she is closing out the series soon. That's all. A one-sentence note on the book. It is not... I don't use Goodreads. I don't use any logging apps. So this is the only log that I have. And I really enjoy having the small snippets and the progression of my reading life in this journal. So that's the reading log. Then I have a notebook that I haven't even started yet, where I will put down all the authors that I enjoy, so that if I'm out of reading material, I can go and check and see if they have come out with something else. I was going to recommend two things in connection with reading. The first one is the Currently Reading podcast. If you need, I always get good recommendations from them. Many of the books that I'm listening to or reading, due to their recommendations, work for me. And the other one is, if you haven't yet, get the Libby app, especially for audiobooks. I have fought so I was going to stay and die with Overdrive, but Libby is so much better. If you're a member of multiple libraries, it will search all the libraries for you, and it will show you where you can place a hold or where it's available right now, and that's amazing. It only works for digital content, but that's good enough for me. And yeah, so I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 creative journals. 2 of them, compared to last year where I only had 1, are dated and need to be completed. Well, if they're not, it's another way of documenting because you're too busy or something happened. But if I want to fill them, then I need to work in them consistently. All the other journals, so 2 are dated. All the other journals are undated, are whenever. I would love to keep up with this weekly. If I don't, then it's a good sign that I shouldn't have one. This one I said it's a reading journal, but actually I would count this as a notebook if I'm thinking about this right now, because it's basically just logging things I do. But yeah, so 4 are undated, 2 are dated. That was one of the reasons why I decided against a daily journal, creative journal because I really want to have the opportunity to use all of the other journals. If I don't, if I have a book that is so demanding, then I am realistically not going to use them. I have 3 brain extension notebooks and 1 planner that has its lists in a ring binder. And that's it. Well, I do have quite a lot of inky journals, but those I will introduce to you maybe in March. Sounds good to me. When I have some experience with the newest one, and then I'll tell you all about how that is going and working out. I hope that all the plans and lineup things, the planners, the notebooks and journals that you have lined up for 2024 will work out. I hope that you have a great year, and always remember that if the journal or planner or notebook doesn't work for you, maybe it's not the right thing. Maybe you don't need to have a review reading journal if that's not of your interest. Maybe you don't have to have a creative journal because you just write. Everybody should find what works for them best. And I know it's really, really hard to not look beyond on the other side of the fence where the grass is always greener, because there's, even if you don't have grass in your yard, maybe there are some amazing flowers that are blooming that the other neighbor doesn't have. And so you have amazing things and you make amazing journals and they work for you. And so I think you should be really happy about that. And if it doesn't work, then think of something new or go back to the things that actually worked. I am going to end here because then I feel like I start rambling at the end of videos. So thank you so much for watching. I am really excited for how this is going to go. I always feel like January 1st is everything is going to change, but actually it's not. And so I will see you tomorrow. And well, when you see this video, it's already 2024. So let me know in the comments down below how exciting the year change was for you. I unfortunately have to work January 1st and January 2nd. So I will see you soon. Until then, bye.